Guys, it's your girl Tina. I want to go ahead and shout out y'all. This whole situation is just sad. What's going on is that we have a story that's coming out of Plainville, Massachusetts, and basically it's concerning an 18-year-old girl. Her name is Michelle Carter. Back in July 2014, her best friend, his name was Conrad Roy. He'd been going through a lot of depression. He'd been going through a lot of things, and he had been talking about suicide. And instead of Michelle being a true friend, instead of her encouraging her friend to not kill himself and to try and get him help, to letting his parents know, the police know, she encouraged this young man to kill himself. They ended up finding this young man's body in his truck. He had died from carbon monoxide poisoning. And the crazy thing is, when he initially got in the truck, he was feeling lightheaded. He got scared. He jumped out the truck. He texted Michelle and said, "I just tried to kill myself, but I'm too scared." Instead of her saying, "You know what, do not get back in that truck. It'll be okay. I'm on my way over there. Don't do anything." She encouraged him to get back in the truck and to kill himself. And then once they found his body and they found out that he was dead, she then took to Facebook. She played the little role. You know, she boo-hooed. She started all types of fundraisers in his memory. She even started a suicide prevention thing in his memory as well. This whole situation is crazy. This bitch is a psychopath. Go ahead and check out this news clip, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
This is new at 6. A teenage girl is facing charges in another teen suicide. She's accused of encouraging her friend to take his own life right up until the time he sent his final text. News Center 5's Pam Cross is live in Fairhaven. Pam?
Phil, can you be charged for what you write in a text message? The young man who died, known as C3 to his family, loved the babe behind me. But police also say that he was prescribed antidepressants and that he tried suicide before. This is a case built largely on text messages, hundreds of them. Conrad Roy III died last July 13th. He just graduated from high school. His grandmother says he loved the ocean.
Had just gotten his captain's license at the age of 18, which was quite an accomplishment.
The ability to run a boat?
And he was starting to operate our tugboats.
His grandparents won't talk about Michelle Carter, a girlfriend. Police say the two exchanged dozens of messages about suicide before he took his life in the parking lot of this Fairhaven shopping plaza. He was found sitting in his truck, the victim of carbon monoxide poisoning. The young woman who was 17 when he died, now charged in the adult session of juvenile court with manslaughter. Prosecutors used the teen's words from social media as evidence. The day before Conrad Roy died, his family reported him missing and possibly despondent. Michelle Carter wrote a text to a friend. "I'm losing all hope that he's even alive." But police say Carter knew he was alive and had just sent a text to Roy saying, "Let me know when you're gonna do it." There was no answer at Carter's house today. She's described by a sports coach as a sweet girl who was never in trouble. Police conclude their report. In several texts, Conrad Roy said he didn't want to leave his family. She continued to encourage him to take his own life. Former Attorney General Martha Coakley says this case is different.
And it doesn't require an intentional killing. It just, they'll look at whether what she did was wanton and reckless.
And Michelle Carter's lawyer, though, says she is not responsible. He says the suicide was the sole act of Conrad Roy. He believes the involuntary manslaughter charge will be dismissed. Reporting live from Mattapoisett, I'm Pam Cross, WCBB News Center 5.
All right, so you guys just checked out that news clip, and this whole situation is just disgusting to me. This young man was crying out for help, and instead of her helping him, instead of her notifying the authorities, like I said before, she chose to encourage this young man to kill himself. Everyone who claims to be your friend may not always be your friend and may not always have your best interest at heart. A true friend would have never led their friend down this path. And the sad part is the media is already trying to portray this girl as an honor student. 9 times out of 10, she'll probably get away with this shit. They're going to say that she's an honor student. She had a lapse of judgment. You know, she didn't realize what she was doing. She didn't think he was really going to go through with it. You know, it's his fault. He killed himself. Granted, he did kill himself, but she definitely helped push him over the edge. You know, and that's the saddest part in all this, is that she will probably get off because she is an honor student and everything else. And I just find this whole situation just sick, that when this young boy was so vulnerable, he needed her help. Instead of her being a true friend, instead of her, you know, stepping out her comfort zone to help him, she encouraged this young man to take his life. There's nothing more sick and sinister than that. To me, she's evil. You know, if we can sit here and blame internet trolls for Amanda Todd taking her life, why can't she be held accountable when she was sitting here purposely texting this young man and telling him to kill himself? You know, it's easy to call him a weak-minded person. It's easy to say, well, you know what, he took his own life. That's why it's called suicide. That's his own problem. But the thing is, clearly obvious that this young man was suffering from not only depression, but from mental illness, and he was going through a lot of things. And I really wish that she'd have been a true friend and try to get him help, or at least try and get some adults involved in the situation. And for her to turn around and try and have like a suicide prevention in his name, and for her to turn around and, you know, put on this persona on social media and in the community that she felt so bad, knowing that she encouraged this, it just goes to show you how evil this girl is. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. Do you feel like Michelle Carter played a huge part in Conrad taking his life? Do you feel like she is to blame? Or do you feel like this is on Conrad because he killed himself? Let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Let me know your thoughts on this entire disturbing situation. All right, deuces.